Okay, in today's clinic, we're going to work on what I call getting scary at the kitchen line. I've been watching some of the videos of, usually what we do is we tape the clinics and then I go back as a coach and I watch the videos to see how our players are doing. And I'm seeing a lot of players back here. What I'm seeing is they return the serve and then they just stand there. And that is probably the biggest fault in pickleball, because the key and number one strategy of pickleball, where it all starts, is get to the kitchen line. That is your goal, to get to your kitchen line. When you're back here, you're on defense. When the other team's up on the line, the kitchen line, they're on offense. You want to, at least if they're on the kitchen line, you want to get to the kitchen line, and that neutralizes the game. And so we want to go from defense to offense, and we want to use that advantage. The biggest advantage in pickleball is to be up here at the kitchen line. Right here, just a couple inches from the line. Straddle it, star-faced or open-faced, and keep your feet planted. I mean, you're moving along the line is what you're doing. And up here, there's advantage. When you're back there, you have to fine-tune your shots. They got to be better shots because you're shooting a lot further, you're hitting a lot further. Here, you cut off the angles. Okay, when a ball comes to you, you have much easier shots, especially with volleys. This is what you want to be up here for, is a volley. If a ball gets up in the air, boom, you can put it away. You can attack that ball, and you can put it away. Back here, you have less opportunity. Especially if this is called the transition zone. What you want to do is transition from the baseline to the kitchen line. And if you come out here, and we'll talk about this, that you will get here in the middle of no man's land, but the goal is then you go into a drop shot so you can move forward and get to this kitchen line. Now what we're working on today, though, is you're the receiving team. Okay, so the ball's served to you. Again, you return the serve as deep as you can, but as soon as you return it, don't just stop here. Begin to immediately move forward. And our drill today is once you return it, the serving team is just going to catch the ball. As soon as they catch the ball, you stop, and you see where you're at. Your goal is to get all the way to the line, but if you don't, as soon as they get ready to hit, you stop. So if I get right here, I stop back into ready position. I'm ready for a ball to come to my feet because they're going to hit it and try to drop it down to my feet. If they hit a long, hard volley, if you're right here, you just turn out of the way. Let it go because it's probably going to go out of bounds 90% of the time. So if they're good players you're playing, they're going to put it at your feet right here. Okay? But so you return it and continue to move to the kitchen line. Preferably, because they're going to be moving to the kitchen line, it's probably going to be a drop. You don't want to hit a hard drive unless they're staying back. They're not doing their job of getting to the kitchen line. If they're staying back, then you drive it to their feet, then move forward. If they're moved forward to the kitchen, then you want to drop it into the kitchen so you put a ball that's unattackable, they call it, that they have to hit up on. But as soon as you hit a good ding, if it's only one step you can get there, but then try to get to the kitchen line. That's where what I call getting scary. In the pros, they call it getting large. These big 6'5" guys spreading across the court. It is scary at that time. You say, well, I'm just a little 5'2", little gal, or I'm just a little guy, Doesn't matter. When you're up here, it changes the psychology of the game, of what they're thinking. If you're way back, they got plenty of room to hit it back to you and get it back. And, when you get up here, they're thinking, they're right at the kitchen line. They're at the net. What do I do now? They have to rethink what they're doing. So the whole key, the major key or strategy starting out in pickleball is get to the kitchen line, which means then, especially on the receiving team, that's what we're working on. So it's receive and run. If you're receiving the ball from their serve, Your partner's already at the net. He or she's at the kitchen line. You want to be at the kitchen line. You want to join them. If you don't get up there, what's going to happen, you stay back here and try to hit a drop shot even, they're going to pound your partner with it. They're going to put it right at them because they're the closest ones, and there's little reaction time. So what you need to do is there and start working your way up the kitchen so you get to your partner. So you're there to help them. This is where you're both scary. This is where you neutralize the game. If they're back, this is where you have the offense. You have the advantage at the kitchen line. So anytime you're receiving the ball, and we'll cover in another tape, in another clinic, we're going to do the servers and how they get to the server has to serve, wait back, and then they may have to take a little more time to get to the kitchen line and work up. But you as a receiver, you receive, hit it as deep as you can. That's the advantage. They serve deep, you hit deep, but as soon as you do, you start heading to the line. And what you want to do, usually on your return, it doesn't have to be a hard drive because that cuts off your time. This is one time where you can hit a lofty, high lofty shot. Gives you plenty of time to get to the kitchen line. Because the ball's slower, it's coming there, it's giving more time. You get more time to get up to here. So you can get up here and get scary. So the title today is, are you scared or getting scary at the kitchen line? Some people, I don't want to be up here. And I understand that. But that's where you want to be. And basically, when you're up here, you just keep your paddle up. You're ready to block any ball coming right back at you. And if you or your partner pops one up, best thing to do is just back up, a couple steps. That's about all you have time for, and get as low as you can. You've given yourself more room, and you're away from the ball. So what most people do, pop up. That's the way all players will do that. There's times where I'm like, I'm still trying hard, but man, I'm getting my body. And as we know, it stings for just a few seconds, and then it's gone. So it's just a little plastic ball.